one thing that's quite big, at least in a few people that I know, is the consecration to Mary through the means of Saint Louis de Montfort.
Mm.
And when I tell people that, oh, I'm consecrated to Mary, they're kind of like, what do you mean to Mary? And I suppose from what you're saying, it's kind of like the long form is to Jesus through Mary, right? And so I guess talking about that consecration to Mary is talking about trying to get closer to Jesus in the way that Mary was. Is that
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And also, in a special way, putting ourselves under her intercession, her motherly love for us, right? So what does it mean to consecrate? Like to set apart, to put yourself under, and we can consecrate, to the Sacred Heart is a wonderful thing, and to Jesus. But the idea of consecration to Mary, again, is always about Jesus. Everything we believe and do with Mary, all this stuff has to do with Jesus, right? And so what I'm doing is I am setting myself apart. I'm asking Mary in a particular way, to pray for me. I can ask Mary to pray for me all the time, but I do a special act of love, a special act of devotion to her to cultivate my friendship with her. Maybe I would try to just think of this more, relationally. I have a relationship with Mary in general, but when I consecrate myself to her, I have a particular, more profoundly expressed relationship. And in that relationship, I'm asking her, so Mary, I put myself under your care and protection. Not that she has any divine power on her own. She's not the fourth person of the Trinity. It's not that. It's more that her power is found in her intercessory role. That she's our advocate. So her prayers are so powerful. And Mary's going to pray for me in general. But when I do this devotion, whether, there's various modern forms of it, like 33 days, or however you do it, but you do like a series of prayers to particularly express, I love you, Mary. I honor you, and I want you to pray for me. And I go through that. Now it's like those prayers are even more unleashed, if you will. But I think that's the key to always think about is, it really is Mary's intercessory role. That's where we see her great power. We see it in her example. That's a more passive role. She has the amazing example for us. She's our spiritual mother, and as our spiritual mother, she's constantly praying for us. That's where her real influence in this world is seen.